recording in progress. We love it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to You've Got Red on You. I'm your host, William Sterling, and with me for the very first time is a co-host. I don't know how this is about to go. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sabrina.
You're Sabrina.
Sabrina, the
Amazing.
not yet teenage witch.
The not yet teenage witch. That's how we refer to her from now on. She has a cat. It's not a talking cat, but I don't know, what is that, 30% of the way there? Still a talk? No, not really. With us today is the one, the only, the mad lad himself, Joey Powell. Joey, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Joey Powell. I write stuff, I draw stuff, do digital art, hand-drawn art. I publish books through MadAx Media. Sometimes we publish good folks, uh, including yours truly here. William Sterling. Yeah, that's about it for me. I really like spooky stuff, and I too am a dad, so totally understand the need to pivot sometimes. So, yeah, glad to have Sabrina with us.
Yeah, we are improving on the fly here. No clue how this is going to go, but half the name of this game is you know, chaos. So welcome to the chaos.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for
So
having me. This is fun. This is so fun.
yeah. I'm gonna roll back one thing you said there. You said sometimes we publish good people. I love Mad Axe because pretty much, no, not pretty much everybody, like no disclaimer here, no caveats. Everybody you publish, like you find the good ones. I love your roster.
I try. I try. And I was being facetious, of course, because I was leading up to your name. But yeah, part of the vetting process, I would say, is that I don't just want to publish, people who are like super popular, or I do like publishing up and comers, but of course, I want to publish people who I believe are really good humans and have a voice and have something meaningful to point out, to put out into the world. So, yes, thank you for noticing.
Glad to have noticed. I don't know how to respond to that. I'm going to start with the first question. For anybody that hasn't watched an episode of this show before, basically the premise here is we're going to do a bunch of book recs. I'm going to give Joey three different prompts, and he is going to have 30 seconds on the clock to run to the nearest bookshelf and to find a book recommendation that fits that prompt. Mr. Powell, are you ready for the first prompt?
I'm so ready. I don't know what it is though, so I'm not. Yes, but I have no idea what you're about to ask me.
All right. Sabrina, can you ask him what is a book that doesn't get enough love? Say that real loud.
But it's a book that doesn't get enough love.
30 seconds. Book that doesn't get enough love. Ready, set, go.
Okay, here we go.
What's he gonna find? The rules, if you are watching him run around, is even if he can think of the perfect book recommendation, if he can't find it on his shelf or in a pile in the time limit, 15 seconds left, he does not get to recommend it. It is only things he can actually find, and he's back. 22 seconds. Nicely done.
Listen up, listen up.
What you got for us?
The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. This book is incredible. It's like sci-fi, but not okay. I love books that take genre and use it as a vessel to tell a very human story. This is like, I don't know if you've ever seen Dead to Me on Netflix. But it's basically like it's a very good show. You should watch it. But the premise is basically like a guy clones his wife, the wife meets the clone, and then the clone murks the dude, and then the entire book is about this woman and her clone kind of like forming this friendship. This is an absolutely brilliant little book. Sarah Gailey has gone on to do a lot of very cool books after this, but this is one of my favorite reads, and it's very short. Everyone should read it, and I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, Sarah Gailey. I might have the name wrong here, but are they the one that wrote Spread Me?
I think so. Is that their new one?
Maybe. I don't know. I wish I could reach my bookshelf right now. Somebody's running defense on me,
I think
but
that is their new one.
I think that was given out to a couple of people at StokerCon the year I went,
Cool.
and it's wild.
I love the writing style. Yeah.
Okay, anyhow. Cool. So, one more time. Name of the book?
It is The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey.
The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. Good start. While we're talking about books, the reason I kind of like re-inspired the podcast and was like, yes, Joey, right here, right now. You have a book of your own coming out. Um, Coming out or just come out?
It's coming out in a couple weeks, so August 11th. And thank you for making an exception for me. I was completely joking about you doing a podcast episode, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to take that thread and we're just going to run with it. But yes, the book. The only reason I don't like sit with copies next to me all the time, but I have been putting together packages for pre-orders. I try to ship out pre-orders early when I can. But
Yeah.
yes, it's called Lost and Found Footage, and it is about a guy who, via a cursed camera, gets sucked in to a found footage movie when he goes to see it at his local independent theater. So I call this Blair Witch meets The Final Girls or Deep Cuts, Last Action Hero, one of my favorite childhood movies. And he basically has to use the rules of found footage that he knows from his viewership to help change the story in a way that's satisfying so that he can get out. But he ends up building an affection toward the characters, and he wants to create a different ending to ensure that they don't meet their demise.
Nice little VHS scratching noise when you do that too. Like it
The
fits
the
very
K the
well.
K word is a bad word in my house, okay? And I'm being mindful here.
Oh, the little ears are unfortunately tainted. So we're not going to make anything worse there. I have follow-up questions though. So you've got the rules of found footage, and without spoiling the book, there are rules of slasher. We all know them. Scream put them out on display for us. What are some of the rules of a found footage book? I'm trying to run it back. When I had my other show, Killer Mediums, Brianna Morgan came on and did a found footage episode with me for the Reyes incident. Side note, she's great. That book's great. I'm throwing a
Love Brianna,
recommendation
love
out
Brianna.
here.
Have you read her new book?
I have not yet.
I have
Tiger
read
Cult?
it. I've read it. Yes. It's
Yeah,
very good.
I
Very,
can't
very
wait.
good. You
I'm
should read
excited.
it. Yes.
But I'm trying to think back. I don't think we established any rules for found footage. So are there one or two that you could throw out there without spoiling the book to be like, here's something he has to dance around?
Yes, and oh, hi Minnie. Thank you for joining us. So funny you mention that because this actually started as a conversation between my brother and I. So my twin Josh is a filmmaker. He makes a lot of short films, and he's like, "Wouldn't it be so cool if we could we love found footage movies, love them, even the bad ones. Wouldn't it be cool if we could make a found footage movie?" And I'm like, "What if?" It was probably his idea. We share a brain. What if someone like got sucked into a found footage movie? And like we made fun of all the tropes. So basically like periodic glitching for no reason. That was a very obvious one for me. It's like a lot of these found footage movies, they're shot in the 2000s with like good camcorder technology, but they always seem to glitch for no reason.
Yep.
Big one for me was never being bring a flashlight in the woods because you have the light on the camera. Like characters actually reference this, like we don't need flashlights, we got the camera light. The cameras never run out of batteries. The basically anything that you don't see within the world of the film, it's kind of fair game to go infinite. So cars never need to get filled up with gas. There's actually, not to spoil it, but this was very fun, a point where a main character goes off the map of the found footage movie. So everything around the movie doesn't exist if you don't see it in the movie. So it creates this like otherworldly abyss. And interesting things happen there too. But yeah, it was really fun to go like, why this in found? Why don't people ever drop the camera? Yeah, it was a great time.
Fun. And okay, we're gonna use this to set up the next book recommendation. So
Cool.
get the running shoes on, brace for impact.
I got
Here we
him.
go. You gave us two really good movie comps for this book, but Can you find on your shelf a book that you would love to have lost in found footage compared to, or, put on one of those influencer like corrals along with? 30
Oh gosh.
seconds.
Okay,
Ready,
okay. We're gonna try.
set, go.
Okay.
Bump, bump. I, this is, this is the whole thing over here that I haven't acknowledged yet, and I'm raising them right. We're very wrong. We are at 20 seconds. He has 10 seconds to get back with a book.
I'm trying,
Can
okay?
he do it?
Oh.
The
Okay.
price is wrong, Bob Barker. Okay, what have we got?
Okay, I'm trying. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
ah.
I got it going on. All right.
The
So the
rules
first
don't matter
one
here,
I
Sabrina.
grabbed. This is Loading the Machine Child by TT Madden. TT, one of my absolute favorite authors, does not get enough due. But this book, an upcoming one that they have coming out, it's called The Lighthouse. They do a lot of like interesting mixed media, and they play with it's almost like video game in prose format that is so cool. So they pull it off so well. I would hope that someone would say that I do as well, because I, within the book, actually take some of my screenwriting experience to actually put you in the found footage movie, and it looks like script format. But the second one I pulled is Meddling Kids because I feel like my book has a fairly similar vibe. You have these kids that are put in this like Scooby-Doo situation. Not kids. They're adults. They used to do Scooby-Doo stuff when they were kids, but now they're adults. They have adult problems and they're thrown into like a very cartoonish scenario. And yeah, something that was fun for me to play with within the book was like, okay, a character at this point was supposed to die, sorry, in the world of the movie, but he has now survived. So like what then happens with his character? Well, his dialogue really sucks. So we're just kind of keeping this guy alive and he's saying really stupid things. So like those types of things were really fun for me.
I did not love meddling kids when I read it,
That's
but
fair.
I am glad to hear that somebody did. And TT Madden, big, big love that way.
Yes.
Um, TT has a Totally Freaks book, right?
Yep, Corman's house. That's right.
Hey, we got the Totally Freak shout out in. But
Yes.
I want to go back even farther to something else that you were saying. Screenwriting background. So I kind of led in with this right at the beginning, but we had you are an author, you are an editor, you are a publisher, you are an artist, you are an actor, you are a dad. Here's my question, especially pertinent right now. How?
Um, hmm.
Any tips would be appreciated.
Um, I think a lot of it has to do with so I also work full time and I do have a flexible work schedule in that I can work at home a lot of the time. The extra hours that you get not having to commute back and forth to an office, it's just it's incredible. So all of the like the working authors that I talk to usually have flexible jobs like that. I am a 4 a.m. champion. Viggy Parhampton and I talked about this. We are both parents who write, and we both get up at 4 a.m. and that like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. period, that's like our little creative block. And I try to get as much done in there as I can, but the way my brain works, it's like I always got to be working on something. Part of the reason that I've transitioned a lot to art at this point, I haven't written a ton recently, but I've transitioned to art because prior to getting this job, I was a stay-at-home dad. and I found my attention autonomy really slipping away. So being able to kind of like recenter myself with artwork is really, really helpful. But I don't know. You just make the time and you just do it. And like my biggest tip to people is just have fun doing it. Once it starts to feel like work, once you like you're working on these self-imposed deadlines to get everything done, it's just not fun anymore. It feels like work. So make it fun.
Good advice. I appreciate that because yeah, I'm juggling the same
How do you do it?
uh,
How do you do it?
poorly, so poorly.
Is this why you
That's
stopped
why I needed the
podcasting?
advice. Um, yeah, no, my advice is like at any given time, three of the things are going to be collapsing around you, and you've just got to decide which three get abandoned at which point. Speaking of which, I've lost my co-host, so
You
we're
said
back
this
to
about
just the
me.
Will Sterling show. All right, we got one more book recommendation to give. You ready?
Fun, 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 fun. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. So, can you go to your bookshelf and find us a book that has, and I'm going to be intentionally a little vague with this, that scene in it? The one that
Okay.
even after you've kind of forgotten what the plot is, like, yeah, I sort of remember the broad strokes of this, that scene still sticks with you. Ready, set, go! And for everyone at home, I'm gonna note he has Ghost Eaters sitting right there.
I do. I do. Let's let's go
Yeah,
with
there we
another
go.
clay.
Okay.
We're going with another clay. By the way, that over there, it's going to be grown out a little bit, but that's kind of like my little booth of fame in terms of like my favorite signed things.
Yeah.
I got to meet both Clay McLeod Chapman and Adam Caesar at the same event that I was a part of last year, and that was so cool because Clay is like one of the nicest people I've ever met. He just like yeah, you cannot nod your head hard enough because he's so sweet. I actually edited an anthology for that event with a bunch of authors included. He was included, and when I met him and talked about the anthology, he said, "Thank you for giving my story a place." And I was like, in what world is this guy thanking me? You know? But yes, this book, it's like one of the most messed up pieces of fiction I've ever read. I joked with him and I called it my favorite nonfiction book of last year that I read. But
It
Wake Up and
hurts.
Open Your Eyes by Clay McLeod Chapman. The scene, there's a lot of scenes you could point to. But since the little one isn't here, the climactic scene, I guess it would be the climactic scene. There's like a blood orgy essentially at near the end of the book, and it is described in very graphic detail. And it's it's a weird little messed up book, man. But also, friends don't let friends' parents watch Fox News, and that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we could go on that whole rant and like I could do another string of hows. But we don't need that tone here right now.
We did ask him about it in a panel. Like,
Oh, okay.
what did you did this book is not subtle in any way. Was there ever any fear that it was too on the nose? And he goes, "We live in pretty unsubtle times," and everyone just lost it. I thought that was like the best response ever.
Yeah. Horror's political.
Yes,
Full
it
stop.
is. It's always been. Splatterpunk, the splatterpunk movement was started as sort of like a political movement in horror.
Yo. Clay just Clay just screamed it from the mountaintop.
Yes, he did. He did. And I can see why it's so divisive.
Yeah. Okay, so let's wind things down a little bit with we talked about your book. We also mentioned that you are a publisher with MadAxe. Do we want to kind of give like some teasers what's coming up with MadAxe?
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of fun stuff happening. I since I've been ramping up for this new job, it's been a little slower on the announcement front, but there are some cool things coming up. Um, we recently announced Hatchet Hands Harry: The Revenge by Isaac Nightingale. Isaac is an author that I have loved for a really long time. I love his writing style, and I've been just dying to do a book with him. This one is so cool. It's like the Wes Craven movie that we never got, basically. So I'm really excited about that. Chloe Spencer is doing a sequel to Code School, the award-winning Code School. So proud of Chloe, such a great writer. Um, and that is Ghost Gladiator. That's slated for February. So we are going to do a cover reveal soon. Um, We've signed some cool authors that we haven't really announced yet. But yeah, I mean, eventually I would love at this point where I know I don't have to give up the press, um, because that's like always the concern when you do this, right?
Yeah.
I would love to start doing maybe like an imprint or two, focused on without sounding too virtue signally, focusing on authors who aren't really getting many opportunities right now. I've been talking to some folks about that, and maybe that'll happen sometime soon. So yeah,
Cool. Good
yeah,
stuff. Well, Joey, thank you again for coming on the show. For everybody listening in, I will put links to all of those book recommendations in the description here, in the comments. It's been a minute. I don't remember which one YouTube makes me do. One or the other. They're right there.
they're changing all the
Go
time.
find them. But on top of all the books that he recommended, please go read Joey's stuff. Go grab a book from MadAxe Media. They are so many bangers, and we haven't even put this stuff on the screen yet, I don't think. The
Where's your
artwork
book? You have
on
a
the
copy of your.
covers.
There you go. There
There
you
we
are.
go.
Yes.
They look so good. A little Shadow Beastie.
So yeah, I love doing the BC cover. Um, but yeah, you got some books coming out, right?
Yes, I have one coming out in February, Latchkey Monsters with Slay House. Slay House. I want to call it Slay House Lit Bits because I'm just so used to saying the name of Trevor's podcast every time I say it, but it's just Slay House. Coming out through Slay House, and I've got a Southern Monsters anthology coming out in August, which is probably when this is dropping. So fun.
I wanted to submit something to that. Just
Why didn't you, Joey? All right, we're gonna have a
just
talk after this.
it just fell out of my head, dude. It was a really hard period for me, okay?
Fine, I'll take it.
Um,
I'll accept the excuse.
but yeah, you and I should work on something again soon because I
Yeah,
feel like we had a lot of fun working together.
very much so. Yeah, reshaping Beanie Beasties with you was so gratifying. Um,
Awesome.
yeah. I think I went on the record a couple of times on different podcasts about that, but like I had this vision for Beanie Beasties and doting on you as an editor for a second. We're ending on this. Um, I had this vision for Beanie Beastie Nightmare, tried it in the first draft, wasn't really working, tried it in the second draft, wasn't really working, and you finally came in with a couple of suggestions that kind of blew it all up. And at first, I was like, yeah, my baby. And then I started rewriting it the way that you told me to, and it was like, oh, my baby.
It's
And it's
we
so
we
much
just
better now. Thank you.
it's a great book and also gnarly, gruesome.
Yeah.
I love the fact I'm like these books play it safe. You need to just go for it. You gave me a rewrite with this banger opening scene. I'm like, "Ah, this is it, man. This is
Yeah.
it. And I love how it turned out. Love it.
Same. Big same. All right. I'm going to actually stop running my mouth now, though. Go buy those books. Support Joey, support MadAxe, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye. So much fun.
Get back to reading.